Hello guys, welcome to Bart Podcasts. We have Studio Indigene today. We have Tanvi and Shubham. It's a mini ACA reunion. Shubham, I'm sorry. You are a little out of place, but you are now a part of the family.
Yes.
Right? So hello, welcome everybody. We're going to have a very interesting conversation. We want to know all about Studio Indigene, your process, your business, everything. So we'll start.
So we know that you guys are architects, and what was the pivotal shift like for you guys when you moved into a product line?
So, okay, we're getting straight into it. All
Yeah.
right, okay.
In for the kill. Don't stop.
So, to be very honest, we didn't think that we would do this as our permanent, sort of venture, right? At first, we wanted to experiment. So, when we did our internships, we sort of had this understanding that there was not, it is obviously a personal sort of opinion, but we thought there was not much room to creatively explore design if I was working under somebody, and likewise, I mean, Shubham always had that thing, and we thought that to start with products, it would mean that we could explore design material at a smaller scale, at a more achievable scale to begin with, and then sort of expand and see where it takes us. As soon as I was done, the very next day, we started talking about doing something together. That was the first thing. And then we, sort of realized that we have a liking for lights. That was also one of the, products that we first started out with. And yeah, so, and Shubham Mestri, right? So yeah, wood comes into picture like that. So he has always been, very interested in woodworking. And with wood, what happens is, I think it's more hands-on than, other building materials per se. Right? When it comes to clay and everything, that's of course, it's a different thing. But you're molding something. Here we are sort of like, taking something out of like a block of wood to give life to like, a design, a form. So yeah, that is where, we sort of incline towards exploring wood as the material, and it became like, our only primary medium. Since like the first month of working with it, we knew that this is what we want to take ahead.
What I feel about it is when we talk about products in general, I mean, all designers will agree to me that I am a very impatient person. So when it comes to designing something, I want it to be there in front of me in a short span of time. When it comes to architecture or interiors, the span is a little bit longer. So for me, once I design something, I want it to be ready.
Right.
So that's like a race for me
Yeah.
to complete. So that's why product designing smaller products was a better step. I mean,
You realize
Yeah.
the design immediately. You know what
Yeah.
it looks like. You can have variations happen faster, happen at all at once. I mean, at times you've done samples, 5 variations, 5 samples at one time.
Yes.
Because it's that achievable, in scale and in manufacturing and,
And also the creative satisfaction that you get when you see
Definitely,
that. And there is,
definitely.
for every artist, I think it is different what drives you, the outcome.
Outcome, yeah.
We are fortunate enough that we have tangible stuff that we do
Yes.
out of our careers. So
Yes.
say I build a space, for me as an artist, it's more rewarding when I can experience the space. However, for some artists, it might, like yourself,
Yeah.
it might be that, okay, if I can see my design, I can feel it
feel
in
it,
my
yeah.
hand,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that
Yes.
adrenaline. I'll be
But then
better.
now that you mentioned, is it like you mentioned about this wooden block? Is it made out of one block? What is it? Is it solid wood? Is
No, that was more figurative than the real process. You will be a better.
So when we first started, wood, as we know from generations, has been like a primary material for any, say, furniture or any product, modeling, anything. So we somehow went searching for some kind of wood. That's how the journey began.
Yeah,
And
it's
one day when I was going to buy the wood or procure the wood, I saw a person doing wood turning. So you put a block of wood into 2 pins and the wood turns and he carves out of it
a wooden lathe.
a wooden lathe. So that blew my mind. I was like, this is something new. which we weren't taught about, and I wasn't exposed to it. A lot of people aren't exposed to it, what I'm saying right now.
Yeah, it feels bad that while we learn about redundant wooden sort of construction methods, we're not learning about wood in its form that is really being used currently as well in furniture making and product design like ourselves. We didn't know about wood turning, which now is like, now we laugh at somebody who has not heard about wood turning if they're a designer. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And it feels bad because it's like the most basic.
No, you might be knowing what products you see out.
Yes.
That is a technique and the products you are seeing.
Yeah.
For example, the legs of a chair.
Yeah.
That is wood turning. So everyone knows. It's the leg everyone knows. But how it's made.
Yeah.
But I tell you, the bridge, this is my opinion, of course, the gap is you're not taught about the material, you're taught about the execution of the material.
Makes sense.
Where it is wood, and even when you're doing architecture and when we're studying about these things, it's like wood, and hum log idhar use kar sakte hain, it's a sustainable material, etc. But the techniques and how you can use it and what is the property of that particular material and how can you bring out the best out of it is something where
Actually, that's where the creativity lies.
When we look at architecture as a course, okay, we proudly say that it is the only sort of faculty of design that covers every aspect, every scale, but we really don't. We should not make such claims unless because now I'm dealing with only one material and I know that it's so vast.
And still we don't know about
And
it.
we are pretty sure that we're learning. We'll keep learning. And I meet another studio owner. They're working with a different material, and there's so much to learn. I mean, it's crazy how much we can do. So we can cover this in our design learning, but it's something that we learn on our own experience. Also, that's also true. I can't blame.
So going back to the
Yeah,
question,
sorry.
so I saw the person doing the turning.
Yeah.
And my mind was blown away. Ki, how can you turn, like how can you get some like a shape out of a solid wood? So then I came back and I was like, Tanvi, we need to do something, So that's how, if you see the first designs, there was few planters, small items or objects, I would say, made out of a single piece of wood. That's how we started, basically.
Yeah, that gave us the time, the idea of how a single object would come out. And then eventually we wanted to explore complexities, and also while we were doing these smaller objects, we wanted to start selling them. So it's much easier in our minds. Of course, we don't come from business backgrounds as such. We don't e-commerce is like a big deal. Everything is something that you have to keep at to learn at every step. We wanted to do smaller things that were easier to sell also while we learned about the material. So that's the reason why we chose this path of doing desktop and decor objects of a smaller size to begin with. So that is how we sort of started.
So initially, your thought behind it was creativity, or the liking behind the material and the thought that you had that, oh wow, this is something I want to experience.
The material.
The material, yes.
The material.
And also something that we could handle it. I mean, logistically, financially, keeping space in mind. Because we are in Mumbai, I mean,
think wood
space
in
has
an
always been a
Indian
constraint.
context will, I've heard of designers saying that it's reviving, and I don't think it ever went out. Wood, as we see it, as we know it, we just think of teak wood in our minds when we talk about wood, but wood is everywhere,
Yeah.
right? In different forms. We don't retain the material finish, but every base material in our minds is essentially wood, right? When we're talking about all the processed woods and everything. So, in an Indian context, we know how much it is being used. It will never go out. In an Indian aesthetic as well, it's going to always be, relevant in our minds. So that definitely made sense to us.
So this is the material exploration. I understand that this was the drive. The wood is your drive. Now, what was the journey? Say, how did you explore the workmanship and skills that you need? Because wood as a material, as you said, is everywhere, but you didn't know about the wood turning and all. So you need a specific set of people who have that sort of a skill set who
Yeah.
can work with this material.
Yes.
What was it like for Studio Indigene to figure out that dynamic with people? I mean, with your team.
So once we figured, I mean, the 2% of the wood turning, I and of course she's also curious. We are very curious people.
Yeah.
So we wanted to learn more what designs we could make, what is the, I mean, limit to it, you know. And then somehow we started with wood turning, but then once we wanted someone to carve something out in the wood, so we didn't know who to ask. And then
So I'm
someone,
going to quickly
yeah,
add.
yeah.
So with wood turning, what happens is you, like he said, you pin the
Block of wood,
block
yeah.
of wood, right? And you turn it. So like in pottery, which is easier for people to understand, right? You essentially, if you're turning on a wheel, the section is the same all through, right? That's how it will be on wood turning. But then if you want to do something asymmetrical, something that's carved out of a block, something that is not essentially sectionally symmetrical, you know, then we have to explore other methods, techniques, right? That's how we realize that, oh, there is handcrafting of wood,
Yeah.
right? That is like the term that I would use. So we use wood turning and handcrafting, right? So handcrafting of wood was something that we have only typically seen in temples. Mandir ka jo we, you know, we see all the wooden what do you call them?
Ornamentation, yeah.
Ornamentation for, you know, the household temples that you have, right up to installations at bigger, you know,
Yeah.
temples. So that is how we thought that this sort of, you know, we might be completely wrong. I'm pretty sure that there are wood artisans who probably, you know better ways. But for us, living in a city like Mumbai, you know, we say that, we proudly say that everything and anything is available in Mumbai and can be made in Mumbai. But where? You know, you don't know, like, where do you go down? Where are these workshops? You know, you have to really explore these things. In our work life, we don't really go down to the ground where, you know, it's
Yeah.
actually happening.
Yeah.
That's something that we actually got the opportunity to do. It was something that we really love. Up until now, we really always want to visit our Tahir Bhai's workshop and Sunny's workshop, and we can't do without that, you know. So that is something that, I mean, you can, I mean, you know, we can just show you how it is. You can probably look at some clips. It's amazing, that feeling. These small places creating, I mean, huge
Yeah.
things, you know, of such impact. That is, I mean, that's how we, you know, we wanted to understand who does it. And we in Mumbai could access only people who actually work on temple ornamentation. That is the only sort of craftsmanship that we could access. And that's how we then, you know, we tried to get in touch with artisans, and we reached one workshop. So we went through, like, you know, about 10-15
Yeah, 10-15
workshops,
people
who
who-
would not entertain us looking
Yeah,
at
because
our
see, we can't blame them because they have an ecosystem every day. It's like a circle for them. And too young, I mean, I'll call students
Yeah.
coming to them and bhaiya ye bana ke do. So it's difficult for them to accept it.
Yeah.
Because in Mumbai everything is fast.
No, and they don't see the business in it. You know, I mean, they can't believe in the first instant that हाँ ये अभी बड़ा करेंगे, फिर, you know, quantity में आएगा. ये सब we are telling them, but no, it's not like
They're more with the thought process कि ये कर रहे हैं, ये हो रहा
at
है.
that point of time had no resources as such to start off with like a workshop and our own team, and, you know, we didn't want to do that because we weren't ourselves very confident.
But none of the firms, none of the companies.
We didn't at that point of time actually know this, you know. It takes a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time to come to the realization that outsourcing is what most people do when manufacturing at such a scale happens, you know. When it's a design studio, most of the things are customized. It's not like a, you know, mass manufactured sort of a setup. We didn't have an idea. At that point of time, we always thought, oh, now we need to have our own setup. When do we have our own setup? So yeah, it takes time to come to the realization that this is the best, I mean, you know, way. And we've realized how much business we've given, you know, over these years. And now our vendors majorly, I mean, you know, take up our work alongside 2 or 3 of their major contractors, and that's it. And that's something that we are so proud of the fact that somebody actually entertained us.
Yeah, believed in us basically.
Yeah, we really, I mean, we go to Tayarba and thank him every year, saying that he was the only person who let us sit down in his workshop, and we told him we had these ridiculous sketches. We were like, Tayarba, ये बनाना है, हमें बोला कि आप करेंगे, and we went and he made samples very reluctantly at first. Then after an year or so, he saw the work increase, the quantity of products and samples we wanted, and it slowly.
Yeah, and once we knew
Yeah.
what he could do,
Yes.
we used the skill to make something which he can't imagine. I mean, they are only trained to do a specific.
Yes.
So you're putting the
Type of
vision
work.
into the
Yeah.
practicality.
All
We know what the skill is like.
Yes.
Right? But how we use that skill was completely different.
And also for y'all to be able to crack that, y'all had to be very hands-on. If correct me if I'm wrong. Like you had to really be fully hands-on yourself, explore the material fully for you to be able to go to Tayarba and be like, "कि अच्छा अभी हमें ये बना के दो."
Can you sit down as a designer and think कि हाँ अच्छा ये product है, ये ले लो, ये बनाना है, right? And you think हाँ क्या ही होगा? It's a block of wood. You carve it out, right? Cool. I had so many examples, firms working with wood and doing such splendid work, right? It's not as easy. When you look at an object and you say, हाँ ये तो क्या carve out करना था, ठीक है. To actually go through the process to convince an artisan to use his skill to do something that is not traditional wood
and not his
crafting.
day-to-day
Yes.
type of food,
Yes.
type of job, I would say.
I think growth is parallel. Even the workmanship, craftsmanship ka growth and your growth as a designer was working hand in hand because
Nowadays they also are so excited when we go
Yes.
to them with something new. Like yes, ये भी मैं बना सकता हूँ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is something.
For
I
sure.
mean, magical. Yeah.
In himself, but as well as his confidence in you as a
Yes.
team
Yes,
goes
yes,
simultaneously.
And he was perfect because after like about 6-7 months of working with us, then he gained confidence that okay, there is a business in this sort of work as well. And then you'd be like, हाँ बन जाएगा ना, क्यों नहीं बनेगा? हाँ देखते हैं ना, करते हैं ना. And we've
Yeah.
sat down, sketched on wood directly कि ये part निकालो, ये part, I mean that was.
It's not every day that they get to experience like people, designers coming to them and sitting with them, eating with them. That's very strange
Yeah.
for them.
And then once they've developed that emotion,
That bond, yeah.
that bond with us, then it's like full हमारा जलसा ही रहता है वहाँ पे जाके we'll have must chai नाश्ता and then we'll start doing new things. And he is the one who really, I mean, gave us that sort of क्या बोलते हैं?
Confidence,
Confidence,
basically,
yeah.
But I love the fact that how that team building process is so raw and so clear.
But this story that you all just said that we would sit and carve out on wood takes me back to one of my, all these architecture colleges starting with they give you a block of foam and you are actually scooping
Yeah.
things out. And that is the beginning, it's the bud, it's the birth of a creative thought process in your head.
I still remember
And you
weekly
still-
you just had one model making
Yeah.
session.
And
Like
it's
I think it should have been like every single day you have half an hour or 1 hour dedicated. to that.
Architecture design project I have done. I have had tons of models and like 2 sheets. So I think that is where it began. Because I cannot,
Your medium is that.
yeah, I cannot imagine doing something just on paper. And I think that is why I am so intrigued when I'm designing. And like he said in the beginning, we want to see what we're doing immediately. Like we want to realize our products like, as soon as possible. I think that is because model to hum banate the raat ko baith ke and we've like, we have everything ready in the morning. And that is, I think that is what.
Yeah, once it comes to life, that moment, I mean, everyone would agree is like magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all smiling and Tayarba is smiling and everybody is smiling. Arey, ye ho gaya. Aisa, it's everything.
So it's rewarding. It feeds your creative soul and you are just happy going to sleep like a baby.
I'm going to tell you something additionally. I mean, this was the part wherein we found our handcrafting team, okay? Whatever artisans that Tayarbai's workshop, all of them work together. That was perfect. It was later on that we actually found the person who would do our wood turning. Since then has always and will do this for the rest of Indigene's life. It was about 3 years ago that we found Sunny. he is the one who does our wood turning. So at that point of time, we used to think that wood turning it is technical and not as artsy. I mean, I don't have the right word. I'm sorry.
Practical and not creative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
what we had an understanding because of the kind of work that we had up until then tried to achieve. When we found Sunny, when we met him, and at first, obviously, he was still, that was through Tahir Bhai that we met Sunny. And he was still very skeptical कि क्या बच्चे वापस तब भी हम लोग को हमेशा बच्चे बच्चे
Yeah.
But then it was faster in his case. He did the first object that all this while, we had the same thing. It was a simple spherical planter, right? But when he did it, the proportions were perfect.
Perfect.
And from then on, we understood what the difference in,
A good skilled karigar, I
artisan,
would say.
yes,
yeah.
karigar is. And yeah, I mean, he has changed the wood turning game for us, the products that we can achieve.
Okay, so craftsmanship, yes. Material exploration, yes. Everything is lovely. What I now want to know is tell me, start to end, paper to reality, what is the design process, concept to execution for Studio Indie?
Great. Actually, that was a very nice way of asking it because usually people always want to know the philosophy and the great thoughts behind all of our products. So and it took us a while to start accepting publicly that we don't have great philosophies and we don't rack our brains to put words to our forms. We simply took a lot of time to understand what we could make out of the material that we chose. And then we started purely just sketching forms, volumetric configuration, exploring, subtracting volumes and whatnot. This is what we do. We just sketch. We sketch to no end. And we literally sometimes, take exactly that sketch, or we click a picture, we scan it, we put it on CAD, trace the exact proportions because there is no second time getting that proportion right. It's only the first time that you've sketched that you get it right. And that's it. That's literally what we do. And thankfully, we have this great rapport now with our, artisans. They understand our sketches now. I mean, they just can read them better than a proper drawing that we would
Yeah.
give them, because now they know how we think as well. When we draw a particular line, they know what it would denote more than typical representation per se. So yeah, I think that's it.
That's it, absolutely, yeah. I mean, we keep on sketching, and something clicks, and then I go to her, Tanvi, what do you think of this? And she's like, chalega, we'll see. But that's how it goes about. I mean,
Whereas
she
when
comes
I
to me,
sketch, I'm like, ये बनाना है.
But in this creative process, what's the duo like? How do you guys balance each other then?
So when we are sketching, when we are trying to work on new designs, we don't really interfere amongst each other. At first, we have our own drawing pads. We are sketching. Once we've reached like either a conceptually relevant or form that we really have faith in it's going to do well, we discuss. And then when we discuss, I mean, that's when we are allowed to run our pencils over the other person's paper. Yeah, but then that's when we are trying to resolve it per se. And when it comes to manufacturing, right, technically I am very sound, but there are some things जो ना सब जुगाड़ से होती है. Like genuinely.
By जुगाड़ is not a right word.
I know,
I would probably say जो कारीगर का जो skill होता है उसको use it as the fullest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, how can you
How can
push
you
him? How can
tweak
you
it?
tweak it or push it, and then create something.
And for that, you also have to be very technically sound, which means there has to be a constant study, being up to date with the research and everything. Every day you explore.
And not only learning, observing.
Yes.
I mean, whenever we go to such workshops, उसके बाजू में और एक वर्कशॉप होता है, उधर कुछ और चला रहता है. But what is that person doing, and how can
एक
you
साल
maybe
बाद,
implement sometime in
Later in the
later,
future,
yeah. So that is also very important. So when we sketch, then we know अरे ये that person can make अच्छे से, you know.
You know, there are lots of parts that require metal fabrication.
Yeah.
It's not just the wood that you see,
Yeah.
you know, in a product. There are lots of things. There are lots of things that are readily available, and we didn't know, right? So we go to different vendors. We're like, हाँ ये बनाना है, and then they're like, नहीं नहीं, ये मिलता है.
ये तो रेडीमेड मिलता है, you know?
So then we realize that okay, then we can buy them. So yeah, so yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
We know how creatively understood the roles that you all play as a duo. The dynamics are clear. What is it like when you're sustaining a creative business? Because then what is your role? What is your role? Give us a bit more insight about it. How do you all complement each other?
So now we know that we definitely add value, and that has helped us in confidently, asking for money for what we do. You know, at first that was absent. We were not very confident in terms of, I mean, so when you live in a city like Mumbai, right, the idea of अरे हम नहीं तो कोई और कर ही लेगा, you know, so you want to grab every business that I mean, you know, you
Comes
get,
your way, yeah.
comes your way, and you want to make you know, the most of it, and you want to learn as well, because as designers हम लोग का ego is always going to be in the middle. We can't just do something for the sake of it. We want to have some takeaways from it, and which is great, right? Which is great as personality development goes, but as business goes, sometimes it gets in the way. But yeah, I mean, I think now we have learned of what value we add
And what not to do.
and what not to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what not to do in a way that we don't want to demean ourselves as designers and as hard workers. That was something that we did do initially when we didn't have the confidence, like I said, you know. And I think now I know when my product goes to a space, it does add, you know, character. It gives something to its context, and that was something that we were largely missing before, and it has helped us definitely attach a good value to our product. In terms of sustaining a business, I think, like he said, you know, we are still learning. We are thankfully now, you know, gaining more
Recognition,
attention,
yeah.
recognition,
Trust.
and trust. Yes, trust is a big thing.
Big factor, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big thing, because I think all designers are always looking for quality, right? Anybody who wants to work with us, it's not only the quality of the product, it's the quality of conversation that you have with us when you first approach us. You know, we tend to make a quick judgment. If I mean, you know, if I'm just it's just shallow talks, you can make out, you know, wherein if you talk to us, we definitely, I'm pretty sure, come off as people who will want to, you know, think over what we deliver in the end and then give you that product, right? It will have that integrity. You will feel it. It's not only a tangible aspect to product design, but also lots of intangible sort of, you know, things in the
Emotions.
process.
Yeah.
The storytelling that the artist craves.
Yeah. It will be a wasteful creation in terms
Yeah.
of, like, you know, the making or the
Yeah.
it's existing, you know.
There's an emotional side to what you're creating.
Yeah.
Yes.
The emotional side, I want to highlight on that. There is an emotional and human side to the products that you make. Now, you've said that wherever you put that, you know that your product, wherever it goes in any space, it's adding value, right? Can you tell us, some clients come to you, what do they feel about it? What is the emotional side about a product that you make?
I mean, you know, what we have tried to do from the very beginning, we try to have some designs that are interactive in a way that, you know, you manually have to handle them, right? So we had these lamps that, you know, had these manual dimmers, as we would like to call it, wherein the shade of the lamp would either move, or, you know, there was a toggle that would let you move the light along the lamp. And then our table, our newest edition, which is done very very well, you know, wherein a coffee table that has trays that move around, right? That is something that it was not only for the playful aspect that came to be later, that came to be true later. it was because we always wanted people to actually touch the product. So we as designers, what we have realized is whenever the product is, it comes to life and when it's finished, we love to feel it. Yeah. And we love to look at the grain closely, and we love to, sort of like just turn it around and like take a look at each, angle. And then we wanted to sort of have a user not only just have a floor lamp per se or like a table lamp just lying in a corner, but actually have the
Having
chance to,
a
touch
moment
it.
with it.
A moment with it.
Yeah.
And then when you feel it, then you know that, oh, there was so much value added. It was all handcrafted. It stays with you. And it becomes like this sort of like an heirloom sort of, product that you own, that you'd want to always preserve, because you eventually do develop like, connect with it. And you talk to people, somebody visiting you, and you're like, हाँ वो घूमता है, वो उठता है, that sort of a thing. It moves, it plays with you, it interacts with you.
Now that you mentioned about the table, that's something that both of us really loved at ID when we visited.
Been obsessed with your
Yes.
table, I must tell you.
And it was just this one outstanding piece right there, and I was looking at everybody coming there, touching it and moving it here and there, and it was a playful experience altogether.
It was a sensory experience. I'll tell you why. Now, when I think of that table, I'm thinking of what the sound those trays made when they went in the correct place.
Yes.
I'm thinking of how it felt. I'm thinking of how the curves and edges were felt and how I felt it when I was touching it, and which is exactly where my question was intended to. Where I was like, okay, the idea is to not create a design so that it's lying in a piece, like it's lying in a corner. You don't know how many times a human being is collecting memories when you're touching a specific product.
100%.
Because that's so much sensory involvement, and especially wood as a material, dear God, is it so soothing to touch. That's only when you specifically put focus in that area and you understand that it is very soothing like that.
Such
Perfect
great
words,
words.
yeah.
Yeah. That is exactly what we were aiming at. And we
But coming to that part where you mentioned about ID for that matter, now that I've the growth has been, impeccable, and it's been a journey altogether.
ID was like only studio indie
Yeah.
man. I was like,
because you guys know us.
everybody's stories, your Instagram was blowing up.
Yeah.
I was at ID for 2 or 3 days back to back, and every time I tried to get my clients to specifically have a conversation, you all were flooded like with insane amount of people.
That's what I'm saying. It's outstanding. It's all over the place. But now that it brings me to this question where Studio Indegene started, as you mentioned, with understanding of material, craftsmanship, design process, you yourself figuring out a lot of things.
And scale.
And scaling it all, scale proportion, at the same time scaling the entire creative process into business. What was it like for you to be there at ID?
We can't put it in words, to be very honest, and we're very thankful for these platforms to genuinely give the space to designers like us. We've thanked them personally, and we have seen the difference it has made. And it was just, it can't be put in words. That experience was great because, like you said, we don't really have this chance of people interacting with our products in front of our eyes as often.
Yeah.
It's not like we've not displayed before, but not at this scale. And ID gave us that chance to really connect with our audience, and we spent 10 minutes talking to every person who visited us, and it was lovely. And the table, definitely. So, there was this, we noticed this pattern wherein, we are standing at the stall, and somebody comes and moves the tray. And there are 4 people who are looking at the table anyway, quite amused by its sort of form and volume. And when they see the trays moving, they're like, hey, this moves. And 4 other people coming in, like, this moves. So it was brilliant, for us. It was a great experience, having that excitement.
And looking at something actually being used just how you imagined it to be.
Exactly. It was
But I have a confession to make. I've made a very obscene shape out of the trays that were present there on the table.
We have negated it.
Yeah, we have.
It's gone now.
that
I
is gone.
imagined having this in my home and doing all those things.
It's subjective.
But that's
So design
actually-
is subjective.
We always wanted that to be the case, wherein it wasn't just for function, because you can debate over if the piece is functional or not. right? But we wanted it to be playful. You know, I mean, you would want to like, you know, get up in the morning and be like, now I'm going to just change this pattern just for the sake of it, and then go ahead with my day.
You don't understand the amount of times you actually interact with that specific piece.
Yes.
You are not going to do it otherwise.
Yeah,
Imagine that typical वही पुराना टेबल पड़ा हुआ है तुम्हारे सामने, तुम नहीं उसको, you will not really play with it. Yeah, there's a lot of interaction that goes behind and with these products.
We were very happy to see the feedback. And,
Definitely, it was a quick response.
yeah, and we will keep creating such pieces also. You know, we want
Yeah,
to
that
be
gave us
that-
a push. I mean,
Yes.
to create something at this scale and to showcase at this scale.
Yes, for sure.
And of course, the table was the drawing in part, but even the lights that were present.
Yeah.
Because right now, the mid-century modern, whatever, you can put 1,000 names to these designs. But yes, wood is coming in a big highlight now.
Yeah.
People are becoming a bit more comfortable using it. Initially, I guess they were not very comfortable. Now that has become a big call in the market. And then when those lights and all are seen, you know it is, everything is then noticed.
100%.
So it's a lot of character binding in the whole house.
Yeah.
When everything is in a specific language, it binds your entire design together, which I think that's what I look for in my design.
100%, yeah, that
Correct,
makes
yep.
sense.
ID gave you a lot of traction. ID
A lot.
gave you a lot of response. It gave you a lot
So
of
we actually saw, sorry,
Yeah.
but we saw how the last year actually, before we did ID, we had been seeing a lot of, recognition and a lot more interaction with designers who would want to work with us and, have our products. And that is how actually we decided to take that step and, display at ID, because we knew that people had some sort of, understanding of who we are, what we are trying to do. And then
And-
this really
And
scaled
also,
it up.
we had something to showcase.
Yes. At first, like we said, we don't let people judge us. We do it for ourselves. So we sort of, overthink and we are not okay with displaying things that we are not 100% confident about.
Yeah.
So all this while, we've seen so many of our contemporaries, display at every exhibition and go out there. We wanted to do it only when we were very confident. We wanted to do it only when we wanted our faces to be representing what we are, displaying. So now we have reached there and we're very happy with, while we think that this was slow growth and, we could have done things faster in retrospect, but I think we are happy the way it is.
But it's good to take. I mean, I love how you have taken your own time, taken your own pace, especially when it's very much necessary to identify your niche and craft it so well that you can put it out, and 10 years, 50 years down the line, it's not just lost out there. What were the business shortcomings? What when you go back, what is it that you see? Ki, acha, this is the learning. Or
As designers and as entrepreneurs, right? What we've realized is that at first, we try to treat this as an e-commerce business as well, wherein we try to maintain a particular, level of SKUs, inventory, and we try to have, like a very fast delivery happening. And we thought that this would be a better way to treat what we were doing. That was never the aim, obviously, but in the first 1 or 2 years, we sort of got carried away. We were also approached by a lot of, digital marketing agencies, because we had simply become a brand that sells wooden objects,
Online.
Online,
Yeah.
that's it. And we weren't very happy with that, but you see, work is always endless, when you're running your own business. So at a point, we had forgotten for a while, we had lost focus and took our time to sort of come back. Some projects gave us the opportunity to again, reroute. And now what we think is, this, if we want to run this as a design studio and not only an e-commerce business, right? We need to do more made to order pieces. We can put a lot more designs out there and not run behind having an inventory maintained, and a faster delivery time. Because when you're doing products like ours, it's okay if you take 4 weeks to deliver. But what you deliver in the end is going to be worth the wait. in our field, any which ways, you know, when a designer is designing a space, they envision everything, every detail, you know. They get in touch with us well in advance. Everything happens at a timeline, you know, everything is expected to be executed over a few weeks. So we had this, you know, we always, even now when
Even
we
now,
receive
yeah.
an order, you know, we get impatient. Oh, abhi.
Someone is waiting
Yeah, someone's
for the-
waiting. And then we realize that this is not that type of a product, you know. Nobody is waiting for this. They've planned for it prior to ordering. They know that it'll take this long. And that's okay. So then we focus on, okay, we design more, we put out more products, right? And the fulfillment of orders happens
In the background.
tandem. That
In the
can't be our only job.
Also, I think in a niche product design industry, when you don't have an inventory, you are not, your mind is not busy thinking कि मुझे inventory खत्म करना है.
Definitely.
You are there actually innovating, and you're up with the times, and you're thinking every day what can I create
used
new,
to-
because then that's your target.
Like you said, we used to block a lot of our capital in this inventory, right? And then we would want to, you know, sell it off,
Yeah.
make some money, so that then we could make new samples, which was not how we should have taken it. We should have kept all of our capital only aimed to making newer pieces. There's no need to, you know, I mean,
Definitely.
stock up our racks, and that was something that, of course, and this is very subjective to our business,
Yeah.
subjective to how we want to run, you know, a design studio. But yeah, now it took us time to. I think at that point of time, you know, I mean, e-commerce was also something that everybody was exploring, and we thought that that was the only way to sort of
Go about it,
yeah,
yeah.
sell products
Sell products.
online.
When you start also as a product, तो सबके mind में यही होता है कि अच्छा I will have an inventory and I'll directly ship out, and every day Amazon person will come and take my parcels. That's what you think.
Platforms, you know, that support brands like ours, they're brilliant. Most of our business comes from third-party platforms, right? So this essentially how it goes is we list our products with these platforms, right? And they're usually niche platforms that cater to people who are looking for home decor, lighting, furnishings, etc. That's the perfect place for us to be, you know, displayed on. And then they will get us orders. They market on our behalf. You know, and some of these platforms are brilliant. You know,
Brilliant,
they're so focused on you know, trying to pick the perfect product out of their catalog for their customer. It's very, I mean, how we would want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and this really helps us with the marketing bit, and we don't spend that. So when we began, we didn't know that there were these platforms that we could be listed with. We only knew of Amazon, Myntra, and if you have your own website.
And even when you start, I think that percentage cut is a big. It feels like a big step back where you're like, कि भाई,
very right.
like, you know, you feel like, oh my god, I'm losing 30% of my fee, but you don't understand that you are actually going to cover it with getting more business from those very platforms.
And any which ways, if I were to not have my products listed elsewhere and sell on my own, I would have to market my products, spend money to get those orders. So that figure never, I mean, changes as such, you know. So we learned about this a few years, you know, after we started. And, you know, when younger studios get in touch with us, we have this list compiled. Get in touch with these platforms. They're the right place to be at. They will do so much for you so that you don't need to, you know, like worry about the selling part. This
I
is
mean,
something-
there are two processes. One is to get the product from paper to reality, as you said, but then putting it out in the market.
Yes, and then
That is
actually
a
delivering, yeah.
that is a completely different ball game.
Shipping, logistics, oh my god, that's like a
Creative challenge to put yourself out is different. But then numerically, when you are challenging everything, you're like, बाहर डाल दिया है खुद को, now you have to fight everything on your
The two processes are different only.
Different.
Yeah. Fully different.
okay, but we sort of, you know, don't want to really expand our team. This is what we think right now, obviously. I mean, after 5 years, let's hope that it goes another way, whatever is good for us. But as a design studio, we actually see ourselves trying to execute newer pieces each month, you know, with not much of a team to handle, because then we will have this, you know, another sort of thing to take care of, you know, and we can't really not take care of our people, you know, we can't be stringent like that. So we want to sort of, just be these artists who are just like, realizing new pieces each month
Definitely.
and selling them and have a small studio. That's our sort of like, dream vision. Yeah, sometime in the future, hopefully we get to work on our own pieces as well. We want to do that. We really want to do that, founders doing their own piece sort of a thing as well sometime in the future.
I think your expansion, you want it to be more on the creative side, where you want to
Yes.
creatively expand and not be like
Yeah,
that.
probably.
Don't want to put up a factory, but yes, also want to have 50 pieces, which each has its own.
It's
story.
more of like the scale which is where I'm reachable, or maybe it's mine. It's, it's around.
I always want to know how it came to life. In an Indian context, in our own households, we have this, mental block wherein skilled labor is still not looked up upon. I mean, it's always looked down upon as a means of earning a living because nothing else was available to that person. Whereas we see it as, I mean, if you, this culture doesn't exist in a lot of Western countries wherein, DIY is a big thing, wherein you go down to the workshop yourself. And so many makers and design studios like ours that are run in some other countries, the makers are themselves the
The person who's actually getting the product to life. Yeah.
And that is something that we absolutely love. And in no way am I saying that I want to put my artisans out of work. That is not what I mean to say.
It's a collaboration.
Yeah, it's a collaboration. There's so much to learn from them.
And also in the process, while we manufacture some pieces, we always make sure that if the piece can be made on a CNC machine, we make sure that it can be made by hand also.
ये बस हमारे product के लिए, what we are designing, we like to sort of have it come to life when it's handcrafted.
We like to see the reaction of the person who's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
also,
lovely.
yes, very much. So.
That's such a.
Now that you're mentioning this,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just thinking like you mentioned about Sunny. I was like, when he's doing it, when he's molding that wood into that particular shape and scale that you've mentioned, it must be amusing for you guys to look at
Look
him,
at his reaction.
and at the same time him be like, oh okay.
When he unmounts a piece, especially I remember this one floor lamp that we recently created. He unmounted that piece. It was like a 5 feet tall thing. He stood up and he had this smile on his face. We had this smile on our face.
This creative satisfaction is underrated. Not underrated. Maybe time you.
Don't
Can
we?
be called an artist only when they can actually also do what they are imagining. We are just designers. I mean,
yeah.
So we want to be artists.
If there is one advice, you've been in the industry for 5 years now. If there's one advice you want to give to these smaller studios or just upcoming studios or something, what would that be?
If you genuinely, I mean, practically, if you have the capital, put it to good use. Okay? Put it to good use in a way that you, whatever you envision yourself doing, I mean, ultimately doing, right? Try to achieve a smaller scale of that in the beginning itself. See if it sells. If you don't have the capital.
Take risk. I mean, if you're young,
Yeah. And you can afford
can
to take
probably
the
take
risk,
risk.
please take the risk, right? If you can't take the risk as much as, I mean, we took really, I mean, the least amount of risks possible. If you can't afford to take as many risks, right? Then believe in yourself, okay? Try to do that one thing, right? If you have one product in mind, don't try to think that, okay, as a designer, as the industry goes, we need to have a collection of so many products to first put yourself out there. That's not the case. If you have one design might do it. If you have a collection, one collection might do it. Then you really have to get in touch with the right people, with the right designers, with the right platforms to display your pieces. Be patient, right? We saw that the sales would start after a year of launching the piece, right? And this was observed for about 3 collections that we did. Now it's quicker, now we are more visible, so it's fine. But it takes time. We know so many younger studios who will, have this conversation with us कि ये तो हम लोग ने 3 महीने पहले launch किया and we've sold only a single piece. We started selling after an year, So many designs we sort of discontinued. People would hunt some pieces on our Instagram, send them to us, oh, we want this. And we started manufacturing them, and then that's when they blew up. So you have to be patient, like anything, patient in the real sense. I don't mean in this, very inspirational way. So you have to be patient. What we've realized is when I said, young designers who would want to set up a studio, work in a field similar to ours, while getting in touch with the right people to showcase their product, I think they can also get in touch with studios that have already been established, have been working for a few years. When you have these conversations offhand, you realize that while you might think that you're doing a lot of things wrong, that's not the case. Everybody goes through the same process.
yeah.
It's very reassuring to know that this was something that happened to a lot of us, and not just the two of us wherein we did something wrong, we took a wrong decision.
Or
It's
it
not the
took
case.
some more time.
Yeah, everybody is more or less in the same boat, and we have always been open to our juniors from college or school or whatever it is. They can come have a conversation here, we chill at the studio. We would love to have people come over, talk to us. We are definitely open to that, and that I can assure you is the case with a lot of other designers or a lot of other
Definitely.
studios
Yeah.
who are willing to share what they've learned.
There's a lot of community building, and that gives you, when you talk to each other, the confidence that you actually wait that you will get. जब काम करते करते मुझे confidence आएगा, you will start getting it way earlier when it's actually required.
Yeah.
You need to go through the same struggles as us. We can help you to a certain extent,
But this conversation entirely has been very delightful, to be very honest. It's
Yeah.
been an eye-opener. At the same time, it's been learning, firstly, for both of us being the hosts here, but it's also a pleasant time to have such great and generous guests like you on board right
Yeah.
now. But we'll quickly like to switch to a game, a very interesting game that we'll like to play with you guys.
Great,
Definitely.
perfect.
Okay, so after a nice, delightful, heavy conversation, ज़मीन पे आ चुके हैं हम अभी, and now we're up for a game. Heads up, very simple. Tanvi will hold the board up, so will you, and he will explain it verbally to you, and you will guess. Okay?
Yes.
The time limit is 1 minute. Let's see how many you can do. So much about the dynamic duo and all. We'll see how much you all understand. Okay, so we start with Tanvi. Yes. Okay.
Something I'm very impatient about when there's an order, you need to
Dispatch, packaging, lead time.
lead time.
Got it.
Something that we don't hold nowadays.
Inventory.
Something that we love.
Wood.
Which wood?
Tea code.
It's a form, it's a design. What do you call it? I don't know.
Style.
Design style, yeah. Design style
Contemporary, modern, traditional.
that some of our products have, not all.
Minimal.
Yes. Something that we have 4 times a day.
Chai.
Something that we like to insert sometimes in our products.
Time's up. Nice one.
Brah, so no.
Damn
it was very
damn
easy.
good.
Okay.
So Tanvi got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very impressive.
But he explained it pretty one line में सब.
Nice try of getting your team the points, but we get the point. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Whoever guesses gets the point. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
We used to have a lot. Now we have a few.
SKUs.
The best up till now.
Scallop table.
This is a design practice that because of a material we do fit in, but because of our packaging we don't.
Sustainable.
We do a lot of this for clients and designers,
Design.
but specifically for them,
Manufacture.
we specifically design for somebody.
Customize.
What Tire Guy does.
Wood carving.
No.
Wood craftsman carving.
No, more words.
Wood carving.
Time's up, guys.
Oh, come on,
Time's
yeah,
up.
Shubham.
What was it?
Handcraft.
Handcrafted.
Yeah, all our products are okay. Handcrafted. Sorry, my
But
bad.
clearly, Team
Yeah.
Rajvi and Tanvi is the winner.
But it does show the duo in sync, so no doubt on that. That's there.
Studio Indigene in action.
Yes.
So it was lovely to have you guys.
Yes.
We hope to have many such conversations in the future. Let's catch up. Let's do the community building as strong as we can. And thank you so much for being a part of this, you guys.
Congratulations to y'all.
Thank
It's
you.
a very good platform. I hope this reaches everybody who needs it.